What would you do if your own obituary was printed in the newspaper? I never thought I'd see my own name in print like that. Black letters, plain font, a short paragraph that began with, "It is with deep sorrow that we announce," my name, my age, my picture, the same one I'd taken for my work ID, now frozen above the words, "Passed away unexpectedly." For a few moments, I just stared. The coffee in my hand went cold. The world around me blurred. The only sound was the blood rushing in my ears. I was dead. At least that's what the newspaper said. It had been 2 days since the crash. Rain, a dark road, headlights that came too fast. I remembered the impact, the sound of metal folding, glass shattering, the smell of gasoline, then the silence. When I woke up, I was lying in a hospital room, my arm in a sling, my face bruised, no flowers, no visitors, just the hum of machines. The nurse told me they'd found my bag and phone, but my ID had been burned beyond recognition. There'd been another woman in the wreck. Her face was gone, but her ring and purse were intact. My name was on the purse. They thought she was me. For 2 days, I stayed quiet. I didn't call anyone. I didn't correct them. It felt surreal, like being a ghost watching my own life from the outside. When the nurse finally brought in my discharge papers, I walked out without a word. No one stopped me. No one asked who I was. I was invisible now. Outside, the world looked the same, but nothing felt real. Billboards, cars, the smell of rain on pavement. It all felt like a movie I'd already seen. I walked for hours, trying to think of what to do. My husband, ex-husband now, would have already heard the news. My mother too. The thought of them crying over a mistake made my chest ache, but beneath the ache was something darker. Freedom. My marriage had ended 6 months earlier. Infidelity, lies, years of pretending to be okay. When I finally left, he said words that still echoed in my mind. "You'll never survive without me." And now, maybe I didn't have to prove him wrong, because to the world, I was gone. That night, I checked into a cheap motel under a false name. I watched the local news from the edge of the bed. They showed pictures of the wreck. The car twisted like a crushed can. The reporters said both victims were presumed dead. Presumed. The word sounded heavy, final. I wanted to call the newsroom, scream that they were wrong, but I didn't, because in that moment, something in me whispered, maybe this is your second chance. I went to the mirror and stared at myself. My face was swollen, a cut above my eyebrow stitched tight. I looked like a stranger, someone who'd already died once and come back different. I didn't recognize the woman staring back, but for the first time in years, that didn't scare me. I took a long breath and whispered, maybe this is my chance to start over. My voice trembled, but there was strength under the fear. I didn't have a plan. No money except what was in my wallet. No family I could turn to without revealing the truth. But I had something else, something I hadn't felt in years. Control. I turned off the lights, crawled under the thin motel blanket, and let the darkness settle. I didn't cry. I didn't dream. I just lay there, alive and dead at the same time, waiting for morning. And for the first time in years, I wasn't sure if I wanted to be found. The next morning, the sun crept through the thin motel curtains and woke me. For a few seconds, I forgot where I was. Then it all came back. The crash, the obituary, the silence. I was still here, still alive, and no one knew. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall, trying to decide what a person does after dying. I didn't have a plan. I didn't have anyone to call, so I did the only thing I could. I walked to the nearest ATM and checked my balance. The card still worked. There it was, my name, glowing faintly on the screen, proof that I still existed, even if no one else believed it. I withdrew what I could, bought a used backpack, a change of clothes, and a cheap phone with prepaid credit. As I walked through the city, I saw my face again, on a missing person poster taped to a lamppost. It was an old picture, smiling, alive, innocent. People were leaving flowers under it. I stood there for a long time, watching strangers mourn me. One woman wiped her eyes. I wanted to tell her the truth, that I was right here, breathing, walking, thinking, but my throat closed. I turned away. Click below to listen to the full story.